What is up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the family before you go. We are doing we're doing a full face of my favorite makeup products today. So some of these products have gone like viral and I've recently fallen in love with them, and others are products that I have just been in love with forever. And it's all I've been doing when I do like a full face of makeup. This is what I've been doing. You can see, like, if you've been watching any of my content recently anywhere on any socials, this is usually how I look. This is the look I've been doing. So I feel like it's a nice full coverage look, but it doesn't feel too heavy. It doesn't feel too glam. It could definitely be an everyday look, 100%, if you're into wearing foundation and kind of doing the whole thing and not like a BB cream. Guys, I love it. I love these products so much. They have really become holy grails. I'm gonna link everything for you guys in the description box, but I'm also gonna be sharing a couple techniques and new things that I've been doing just to step up and level up the makeup game. So if you guys want to see how I got this look right here, then keep on watching. Okay, my love, so we are going to jump right in. If you watched my most recent YouTube video, you already know what foundation we're using today. So I'm gonna use the Collabs Tri-Cyclone Skin Tech Foundation. This is the shade 200 Light Medium Neutral. This foundation really slays my life. So I'm just gonna use one pump of this on the back of my hand. And honestly, what I learned with this foundation is you really don't need a primer at all. And maybe that's just my skin, but every time I try and go fancy with this or do too much, like add a primer or like make it more glowy or like manipulate it, I feel like it's not as flawless. So I'm just gonna do a pump. I just did my regular skincare. I have a little breakout happening down here. We're gonna cover that up, but that's about all I need. And then I'm gonna use my BK Beauty 106. I need to link this for you guys because this brush is really unmatched. It just does it all. If you are one of those people that just can't really be bothered with makeup brushes because it's like too much and it's like stressful, you're gonna love this brush because you can use it for foundation, concealer, bronzer, blush, everything. I mean, I definitely would recommend using other brushes for those things if you can, but like if you're in a pinch or you just like don't want to, this brush works so well. So you can see I'm bringing this down onto my neck as always. This shade is like slightly dark for my skin, but honestly, just using one pump and letting it blend into my natural skin, it works. Do you see how just gorgeous that is? It just melts. It is so easy to apply. I just feel like it's very user-friendly too. Like I'm just kind of stippling this in with my brush, but like I'm not getting streaks. I'm not getting any like patches. I'm not looking cakey. Like even though it's a full coverage foundation, it does it all. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about it because I could go on. If you didn't see my video review on it, I'll link that for you guys. But anyway, for concealer, we are using the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this concealer. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's hydrating, but it's still really full coverage and it stays. Like sometimes with hydrating concealers, I feel like they don't give the best coverage and they don't stay as long. This one, she does not move. And I love that. So if you have, like, if you want brightening, if you want concealing pimples, redness, whatever, like I feel like I can use this concealer for everything. Whereas sometimes I need like a certain concealer for one thing and a certain concealer for others. This concealer is the shade 4 Fair. And I'm just gonna spray a teeny bit of my Patrick Ta facial spray. I'm almost at the bottom of this. This is not a necessary step, but my skin needs a little extra hydration. And then to blend this out, I actually don't like using a beauty blender. I like using a brush. So I have this concealer brush right here. This is from Lawless. It just fits so perfectly under the eye right here. And I just feel like stippling this in works better than a damp beauty sponge. I don't know why. It could just be something about the formula, but I always feel like that just looks, honestly, flawless. We might need a little bit more concealer over that spot because it's pretty dark, but this concealer is the one I just keep reaching for. I switch usually between this one and the Kosas, but when I want a little more coverage, I go with this one. Kosas is a little bit more natural in my opinion. Not that this one's not natural, it's just a little more full coverage. Okay, so if you have something that's like really dark or like tough to cover up or just like having a breakout, some acne, I have been obsessed with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. This is amazing, amazing for just like full coverage. So like you see this spot I have right here, I'm just gonna tap that on. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute and then we're gonna blend it out. Anywhere that's just like, you know, kind of puff, I like to do this. I actually usually do this before my foundation and let it sit, but we didn't today and it's okay. So we're just gonna let that sit for a minute. We're gonna fill in the brows. As always for brows, I kind of rotate between the Benefit Goof Proof and the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I use the shades 3 or 3.5 and just think they're the best eyebrow products ever. All right, so brows are filled in. As usual, we are using the 24-hour brow set, again from Benefit, just to gel these babies in place. Okay, so now that that concealer has dried down, I'm just gonna use my finger and I'm going to blend it out, but I'm not gonna touch the blemish. I'm just going to push around it and push into the skin and let the majority of the product just stay right on top. So we're basically just like blending out the edges. Also, I use the shade Madeline in this concealer. I think it's perfect for my coloring. And I really think if you have blemishes, if you have breakouts, the best way to conceal them is this concealer and using your finger. And then you're gonna set on top of that, but not just yet. So we're gonna bronze. Really my favorite bronzer right now and for the last like few months, like since it came out honestly, is the Charlotte Beautiful Skin Cream Bronzer. I just keep grabbing for it, like I can't stop. And I use that BK Beauty 106. And I just love how easy it is to apply, how natural it looks, how it just warms up the face in the most beautiful way. You can see it's so subtle, but look at just the immediate, first of all, shape now we have on the face and the glow and the color, the life. So I just kind of stipple this in. I keep kind of dipping into the pan because it's not super, super pigmented where I'm like scared I'm gonna put too much, which is nice because I can build it up. So very buildable, I think that's the word I was looking for. Just push this in right under the cheekbones and then up onto the temple. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit. Now you guys can really see the skin. I'm gonna do underneath the jaw. Give myself a little jaw contour, a little more shape. And then I'm also gonna do this right down the bridge of the nose. There's definitely a more precise way to do this, but honestly, this is just realistically how I do my bronzer. Just kind of underneath on the side and then over the top. Then I also hit my lids. And I kind of do here and pull upward like that. Okay, now we need a little Lumify because honestly, whenever I get to this stage of my makeup, I just feel like my eyes start to get a little red. So if you haven't tried Lumify, it's honestly amazing. I have it on my Amazon storefront. I'll link it for you guys below, but just a drop of this. Wait a couple minutes into this tutorial and you will see how bright and white my eyes look. It makes your makeup look incredible. I'm obsessed with that. Blush is a really hard one to choose, but I think since we're doing a more like full coverage look today, I have to use my Rare Beauty in the shade Faith. I just feel like this is the most pigmented, long lasting, but my one hang up with this blush is you have to work with it quickly. So like grabbing my brush and I'm just stippling this in right away, and I'm honestly switching back and forth because I don't want one of them to settle, and I don't like that I have to work so quickly with it, but I love the shade and I love the finish, and it's just, I just love it. I can actually do a little bit more. It's perfect for fall and winter. You just gotta be careful because it's so pigmented, but it just brings so much life back into the face. You can see now we look like a person. Okay, time for powder, and you guys already know I can't live without this Givenchy Prism Libre powder. It is incredible. This is the shade Rose. So it's the one that has like the multiple different pink shades in it. And I've been using my puff from Amazon. I have a pack of these linked on my storefront. I think I got like a pack of 10 of them for like so cheap, so cheap. And they're amazing. So they come in black and white. I'm just gonna do a little bit right out of the little tub. And then I'm gonna make sure I'm like kind of tapping off the excess in my lid. And then I'm gonna tap off the excess one more time right on my wrist or back of my hand, whatever, just so we're not doing too much. Make sure we don't have any creasing, and I'm just gonna press this right under the eye. And it is the smoothest, brightest under eye I've ever achieved with any makeup product. And I know this product is annoyingly expensive, but I'm telling you guys, it's lasted me a long time. I got it in the summer and I still have so much left, and I do my makeup probably more than the average person for filming. And I use it every single day. I use it in my day-to-day life. I use it filming. Nothing makes my skin look this smooth. As I've gotten older, my skin has just gotten a little bit more, I don't want to say texture because I don't mean like the texture I have over here. It's just like lines. It's aging skin. And this is the only thing that smooths that out. Other things smooth it out, but this smooths it out the best. You can see, like, I think that's an immediate filter. It's brighter, it's smoother. I can't not use it. And I've used a lot of translucent powders and a lot of them end up looking cakey on me. They end up drying me out. This one just does it all in the best way. I don't like to let that sit for too long, so I'm just grabbing like a big fluffy brush. This is the BK Beauty 102. And I'm just kind of dusting that away, but also using any excess product to set the rest of my face so that I can go on with other powders. Okay, so you definitely don't need to add a powder bronzer on top of a cream bronzer, but you know your girl loves to bronze. So we're using the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer on top. I like a little bit more warmth. Just using this angled brush that is sold out that I can never link for you guys. And I'm gonna try and find another one for you. But this just like sets that cream bronzer a little bit more, and it just gives my skin a teeny bit more warmth. The shade is warmer. This is the shade medium, I believe. 2 medium, and it's slightly warmer than the cream. The cream is a little more almost cool toned, you could say. Great to like sculpt and contour, but this one's really gonna warm my face up in the best way. And you can see I'm just pushing it in. That's how I apply my bronzer. That's how I apply everything. You just push it in. I don't really swipe ever. Amazing. Okay, so moving on to eyes. These are my 2 favorite eyeshadow palettes. Sorry, they look kind of nasty, but the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette, it has a mix of neutral, cool, and warm tones. It has 2 creams over here, and it has 4 shimmers or 5 shimmers. So a mix of mattes and shimmers. And then I also love the Mario palette. This has 0 shimmers, all mattes, but like, again, a good range of neutral shades, a black, a dark brown, warm, neutral, cool, I feel like. So I wanted to show both of those just so you can pick, if you're in the market, which one you like the best. If you don't like ever to do shimmers, this one's for you. If you want like a good option selection, I would recommend in this guy. So I think I'm gonna just do mattes today because I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna grab my tiny little baby. This is the BK, these are all BK. Oh no, this is the Sigma EO6 winged liner brush. And this is how I've been doing my liner. You guys have probably seen this if you've been watching my channel, but if not, I'm just mixing a couple of the browns together. Sometimes I'll do black, just depends. And then I'm really just doing like the quickest little wing where I pack, can you guys see what I'm doing? I pack the shade on the outer part of the lash line, and then I just kind of flick it upward. And that's basically it. I mean, I'll refine it and make it a little more perfect, but that has been the eyeliner situation, and I love it. I just think in terms of a wing, if you're gonna do something on your eyes, it looks the most natural, and it makes such an impact because it really changes the shape of the eye. The biggest thing is with this is you just wanna make sure your wings are pointing in the same direction. It's not one's too out and one's too up, which I feel like might be the situation right now, but we're gonna easily fix that. Okay, if you wanna get crazy, we can add a couple neutral shades. I think I'm just gonna do like this one, maybe this one actually, with my Morphe E27, and I'm just gonna like dust this on the crease. You could also just do your bronzer for this, but I'm just gonna add a teeny bit more dimension here with this palette. This palette really does it all. Then I'm gonna go a little bit lighter like into this guy, and I'm just gonna pack this kind of on the lid in the inner corner to brighten things up. I'm being very like carefree about this because they're super just smooth, easy to use shadows. And I just love to keep the eyeshadow extremely simple. For mascara, you guys already know, I'm using the Jones Road mascara. This is all I use every single day. It has easily become my all-time favorite mascara. It has replaced every mascara I've ever used. It's old, I've had it now for a couple months and I need a new one, but it's getting like, I can tell she's low. Actually have been liking not putting any mascara on the lower lash line, even though I just did a teeny bit. Even just this tiniest bit, I just like how open it makes my eyes look and bright to just do the top lashes. I did post a TikTok where I said that as like a little beauty hack, and a lot of people commented like, can't get on board with that, which is kind of funny to me because I think a lot of people with like really light hair, they feel like they need to put it on both the top and bottom, but you guys tell me what you think. I just love the look of this. And I don't feel like I have very dark hair, but I'm definitely not like, you know, really, really blonde on my lashes and stuff. Do you see how white my eyes look? Isn't that wild? Like it's so subtle and you wouldn't really notice it, but it makes such a difference, especially with a little mascara on the lashes and a little bit of a defined lash line with that shadow. I just feel like it makes the eyes pop and it just like re-wets my contacts. It's honestly amazing. I love it. All right, so for highlight, I'm gonna use my magic wand, my beauty wand. I just think this is the best cream highlighter ever. This is the shade Spotlight. It's the Magic Beauty one from Charlotte. And I actually think it's better to apply it. This is similar to the Rare Beauty blush where you have to blend it out right away or you get like a dot on your face. So I actually think it's better to apply it to the back of the hand, kind of like this. A little bit goes a long way. And then I like to just use like my ring finger and lightly tap it. Look at the pigment on that. Lightly tap it in. And like the warmth of my finger just keeps it really easy to manipulate as opposed to just going straight on the face and then using a brush. And the brush, if you do that at the end of your makeup, could mess up stuff underneath it. So I think this is the best way to apply it. But do you guys see that freaking highlight, that glow? It's really wild. If you feel like it's not blending out exactly how you want it to, go over it with a sponge, go over it with a brush, whatever you need. But if you work with it quick enough, I think you'll like it this way. Also, inner corners, just to brighten up that eye. Look at that. I mean, it's really insane. So pretty. Make sure you look closely at it because it can dry down in places and you're like, oh, that needs to be a little blended out. All right, I'm just rubbing off my lip treatment, which by the way, I need to tell you what I'm using. Careful to not rub off the rest of your makeup around your face, which I just did. Like an idiot. But the Lawless lip treatment, I've talked about this many times before on my channel. I like it better than the Laneige, and it doesn't have like the weird chemical that I think the Laneige one has. And I wear this overnight. I wear this when I'm applying my makeup. I am obsessed with it. So time for lips. The combo I cannot stop using right now, I think is gorgeous for fall and winter time because it's nude, but it's a little bit of a twist on a nude. It's not just like a basic nude. And you can do like a 90s moment if you want, or you can fill it all the way in because these are so creamy. This is the Mario, Makeup by Mario Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencil in the shade Toasty. You guys have probably seen me use this before, but watch again. Do you see how good that shade is? It's like such a neutral nude where it's not too brown, it's not too pink, it's not too peach. I feel like the name Toasty is the perfect name as well. And you see how these glide on? I'm barely pressing and these just glide. So that's why I'm saying you could use this all over the lip. You could fill in your entire lip if you want, but I'm just gonna do what I usually do, which is the outer 4 triangles. Just making sure we are symmetrical here. Nice to have a little concealer brush or something, even a sponge just to clean up any, you know, flubs. And then on top, I'm using the Tower 28 lip oil. These and the Kosas lip oils are my 2 favorites, but this Tower 28 one, this is the shade Oat. It has this like milky shade to it and it blends so beautifully with this toasty liner. You could do just any clear gloss. You could do that same lip treatment, like you don't need this, but I love how this makes it like this suede brown lip. I just think it's stunning. All right, I'm about to go get my hair styled up and then we're gonna come back and look at the final look. Okay, the hair is styled. It's quite poofy right now. I just did my Dyson. And here's the full makeup look, you guys. I love this. This is really just what I've been doing as my go-to for any type of full coverage makeup look that still, again, I just don't feel like this feels super glam, super full coverage. It still feels natural to me, but we do have a good bit of coverage on the skin. We have some color, we have a lip going, and I just love this. Let me know what you guys think of it. Like I said, these are really my favorite makeup products right now, stuff I just cannot stop grabbing for. I'm gonna link everything for you guys in the description box below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up before you go. Leave me a comment below, say hi, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.